Here we are. Today is day 79, I think. And there's all day creaking, his knees and hips creaking, moaning and groaning. And there is my Marine brother, Joe, who kept us for the night. And we slept in his house and he's returned us to the trail. So right behind me there is the double white blazes on the pole. And this is where we got off the trail yesterday. So we'll start back on today. So for now, Recon out, heading southbound. Been about 2.5 hours since Joe dropped us off down there outside of Kent on Connecticut 341. And came to this rock outcropping with really nice views. There's a road down there, and there's a big house over there. It's really pretty. It's kind of humid and hot today, and we're heading down to Pawling, New York. Should get there tomorrow. It's supposed to be really bad weather tomorrow, so we're only carrying 1 day of food. We're going to go into the Hannaford and Pawling, resupply there, and then there's a trail shelter about 7/10 of a mile outside of town that we're going to scurry to for tomorrow night. So anyway, remember our Gold Star families, and for now, Recon out. And there it is, crossing from Connecticut into New York. So let's see, that's Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Vermont, Connecticut. 5 states down, 9 states to go. March on, Recon out. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I give you the Housatonic River. I've been bouncing off this thing for days, like literally. The AT must just generally follow it, I guess. But there it is down there. Unfortunately, it's polluted, apparently, with heavy metals and PCBs. So you're not supposed to get water out of it. That's a damn shame. I like to know where the flat part starts. I'm in New York. I'm climbing this thing, and it's pretty steep. And everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you get to Connecticut, you'll be flying. It's flat. You get to New York, you'll be flying. It's flat." Where's the flat part? When does it actually start? Because I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it though. Good morning and welcome to day 80. Just left the Wiley shelter, and we are heading down to Pawling, New York. It's about 8 miles to the road cutoff, and then it's 3 miles from there into town. We're gonna need to figure out how to get down there. I don't know if we're gonna hitchhike or try to get an Uber. Don't want to walk it if we don't have to. Anyway, we're gonna resupply in Pawling, and then about 7/10 of a mile outside of Pawling is a shelter. So it's supposed to start raining today, probably about 2 p.m. Thunderstorms up to half an inch of rain. So we're definitely going to head to a shelter this evening, but we would like to get to Pawling and do our resupply if possible before that all happens. So stay tuned, more to follow. And for now, I'll Recon out. So still, this is still north of Pawling, New York, and kind of cool. I mean, the scenery's really changed. It's more farmlandish, I guess, kind of farmland. I'm not sure what to call it. The house up there. It's interesting. It's been trying to rain all day. It's going to get me eventually. But I think this is kind of neat. It's kind of a different kind of scenery than what we've been seeing. So this is fun. This is the train stop outside of Pawling, New York. And this is actually kind of famous because you can get on a train right here, and this train will take you to New York City. And then you can jump on the metro and ride right down to Manhattan from the Appalachian Trail. Isn't that crazy? I have in-laws in New York City, but they got little kids and they're going to be busy, so I'm not going to go bother them. But I think it's kind of neat. This is a famous place. You jump on the train right here and go to New York City. But me, I'm not going to New York City. I'm going to Pawling to resupply. Biggest tree on the Appalachian Trail. The size of this thing. I mean, it just goes on forever. It's huge. Branches are down over the road. And I can't tell you, it looks like it's about, I don't know, 8-9 feet across. It's huge. And here I am at the Hannaford outside of Pawling, New York. I've got a backpack and a shopping cart. I literally look like a homeless person, and I probably smell as bad as one. So I got to the road, and all day had already left for town. And as I was standing there trying to figure out what to do, this man pulls up and asks for directions. And I said, I have no idea, I don't live here. But since you're going that way, can you take me to town? And it was really nice, and he drove me to town and dropped me off. So I'm going shopping. Oh, there's All Day's pack. He went in to use the restroom. There's my pack. And I was using the smoking booth here at the Hannaford to repack all my food. Now my pack is stuffed to the gills. Look how big this thing is. It's just jam-packed with everything I can stuff in there. That's what Resupply Day looks like for the Recon Appalachian Trail. And I just can't even imagine what these people coming and going from the Hannaford think about all this. But anyway, we're going to try to catch a ride back to the trail and then get into the shelter tonight. So far, we've been lucky and have not been rained on. All right, back on trail. So finished up at Hannaford and caught an Uber. That was easy, $21 back to the trail. And super cool driver. My pack weighs a ton. I mean, I've got several days of food in here now. I always hate the wait after Resupply Day. But I've also got a sandwich for tonight, some chips, an orange, and also a 19-ounce can of my favorite New England IPA. So that's why my pack is so heavy. It'll be lighter tomorrow, and that's it. So pretty easy peasy resupply. Back into town, and then back out of town and up to the shelter. So be a 9-mile day, not a lot of mileage, but when you figure in the resupply, it all worked out pretty nice. And so far, knock on wood, it has not rained. It was supposed to storm terrible today, but we've dodged it so far. So I'm going to shut up and get up to the shelter. Good morning. Welcome to day 81. So we got a ride with Uber back from Pawling. The Hannaford supermarket was actually a good bit past the town, which surprised me. I wasn't aware of that. But anyway, we got down there, bought our groceries, and got an Uber back to the trailhead. Got up to the shelter, which is only about 7/10 of a mile, just as it started to rain. And it poured and poured. But we were under the shelter, so we stayed dry all day yesterday, dodging storms. I was pretty happy about that. It was cold last night, 45, I think. And off we go this morning. There's a deli about half mile off the trail that allows thru hikers to camp behind the deli, and then has bathrooms and whatnot. So it's about 12.5 miles, and I believe that's our goal for the day. I've never camped behind a deli, so that'll be fun. And then also, my friend Tony from Ohio is coming in at the end of the week. And it's only about 60 miles, probably less than that, to where we're meeting him. So we have to do some short days so we don't get there too early. So for now, we're Recon out. All right, here we are. So I'm still climbing this mountain. Just left camp maybe 15 minutes ago. Beautiful view though. You can see the road down there that we took to get into Pawling. And this fella, I don't know if I mentioned him, brought his two kids up, his two boys, 4-years old and 6 years old. And they were in the shelter when we came up last night. And it was raining cats and dogs, and those boys were like running around like nuts. And I thought, geez, he's a pretty brave guy. I don't think I would have the guts to bring my kids up in this weather. But anyway, they packed up and came all the way up to the top of here last night because they wanted to sleep on top of the mountain. So kids are loving it, having a great time. And I mean, my hat is off to him. He's a great dad and killing it out here with these little guys. It is a gorgeous day for hiking. The rain last night gave way to beautiful, cool weather. The sky is crystal clear. It is probably about 60 degrees out here. It's just perfect. And my understanding from watching the news on TV a couple days ago is that it's going to be nice for most of this week. So that's good news for us. So this is Nuclear Lake, and the trail passes to the west of it, I believe. And so it got its name because there's a plutonium processing facility nearby here. And in 1972 or 73, there was a chemical explosion and exploded, and apparently polluted the lake with the nuclear waste. So it was cleaned up. The government's tested it. Supposedly it's safe. I don't think I would drink the water. People swim here, but it's too cold right now anyway. But that's it. It's very pretty. That's Nuclear Lake. There's also gunshots, and I'm not sure. I don't think it's hunting season. It might be a range nearby. I hope it's not hunting season because I'm not wearing orange. There I am, crossing Interstate 84. All right, here I am walking down this busy road. Fortunately, there's a decent sized shoulder. I'm off the trail. I got on this road, and half a mile off trail is supposed to be a deli and a pizzeria, and you're allowed to camp out back. And they have a bathroom apparently, and water and outlets that we can use. So it'll be closed when I get there, but I plan on going down here and camping behind there, and then in the morning, the deli opens at 6. I'll get a breakfast sandwich and coffee, and probably order a sandwich to carry out for lunch tomorrow. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm on this stupid road. Shouldn't have much further to go. Well, apparently this is it. The pizzeria and then the deli next door. So apparently we can camp out back. I'm gonna have to go around and check it out. The place has been closed, I knew that, but we'll go see what they got.
So good morning and welcome to day 82. So this is the back of the pizza shop deli that I showed you last evening. And this is the backyard. It's beautiful. My tent is still set up. All day is packing up over there. And so the owner allows hikers to camp in his backyard and right behind the deli. So it was closed when I got here. We set up camp and then you know, had a fairly unremarkable night, with the exception of a person wearing a hoodie and a mask, a Halloween mask from the movie Scream, which is that white ghost mask, walking into the parking lot out front and then looking around back at us and then making some weird gestures and then walking off in this mask. And at first I was like, that was just bizarre, you know, and who knows what this guy's intentions are. Should we just leave? We decided to stay. We never saw the guy again. We told the people in the deli, and they were a little incredulous, but all's well. We survived the night. Who knows what that was about. So we're gonna get packed up, probably get some food here from the deli, and get out of here. We got about half mile to walk back up the road to get on the trail.
All right, day 82 continues, leaving the Stormville Deli behind me. Interesting. So I had a great breakfast sandwich, and then I ate that here, and then I got a combo sandwich, and I've got that in my pack. So that's gonna be my lunch today. And quite fun, you know, get off trail, go into a deli, and then camp out behind the deli, and then have breakfast. So got a half mile walk back up the road. Unfortunately a busy road, but it's got a good shoulder. But half a mile just to get back on the AT. And then about 10 miles to the next shelter. We're meeting my friend in Fort Montgomery. He's coming in from Ohio to hike with me. And that's only like 35 miles, and we've got like 5 days. So I wish I could do more mileage this week, but it is what it is. It's the only place to meet with him. So we're gonna take it easy. We're only gonna do 10 miles today, and then probably roll in there on Thursday and take a 0-day Friday waiting for him to arrive. So for now, remember our Gold Star families, please consider a donation, and Recon out. So quick update, no drama. I survived the road walk up here, no problem. I'm back on the trail. So the fella in the mask last night, while we were in the deli, a local firefighter came in and was chatting and said that this guy apparently lives locally. He usually stands out on the road in his mask, and sometimes the police go check on him. He's probably mentally ill. My guess, not knowing him, is he's probably schizophrenic, and he's kind of a local character around here. People know about him. He's never really been behind the deli before. I think that he probably was wandering around and wasn't expecting people to be back there, and so he was a little surprised, and then he wandered off. So anyway, seems harmless enough. He's just a local fella, and off we go, back on trail. That's something you don't see every day. We are right down here by the road. Gotta figure out which way the trail goes. Looks like it goes to the right. Phew. Memory of September 11th. This is Shenandoah Mountain, I believe. So this is Canopus Beach, and it's closed for the season. There is, back behind me there, a dirt road that goes up to a thru hiker shelter. So before I go there, I'm gonna go up this paved thing here to where the restrooms are supposed to be and see if I can find water, because there's not any water at the shelter apparently. So I'm hoping I can get up here and fill up. Then I'll head to the shelter. So this place is closed for the season. It's all locked up. The restrooms are locked up. And they even took the handles off the outdoor spigots. However, luckily for me, the outdoor shower still works. So I'm able to fill all my water bottles from there, and then I'll walk up to the shelter. It's not very far from here. Good morning, and welcome to day 83. So we came in here to Canopus Beach. It's a lake, and I showed the video yesterday. It's closed up for the season. Everything's locked up, but there is a thru hiker shelter. It's a little bit off, away from the lake on the property. So anyway, we came up to the shelter. The mosquitoes were absolutely voracious. So I slept in my tent. It's over there. It's still up. I'm actually, I was waiting for the sun to get above the trees and dry it out a little bit because there's a lot of dew on it. And then because the sun is up and hot, I've got my quilt and my sleeping clothes just kind of airing out as well. So no big plans. As I've said previously, I'm meeting a friend at Fort Montgomery in New York, and it's only 20 miles from here, and we've got like 3 days to go 20 miles. So I wish that we could go further and get some more miles in, but it is what it is. That's the only place that we can really meet him. So we're gonna have a couple of easy days because we can't go too far. So we're getting a late start today. It's like 8:15, 8:20, and not even packed up yet. So we're gonna go 6 miles to a campsite, and then tomorrow probably another 8 miles. And then the day after tomorrow, gonna kind of cruise into Fort Montgomery, where we have a motel room, and then wait for my friend to arrive. So anyway, that's it for now, day 83. I'll get going in a little while here. I just want some stuff to dry out, and then it's gonna be a kind of a slow, easy day. So for now, Semper Fi and Recon out. So one of the local residents of the shelter, look at that dude. It's pretty big. I think that's a wolf spider. I don't think they build webs. I think they chase down their prey. Anyway, he's just hanging out, not bothering anybody. All right, I'm leaving out of the concession area. It's really strange to come to a place like this that you know is just totally packed with people during the summertime and find everything locked up and the place just deserted basically. I mean, there's some employees here that probably work here year round, but the restrooms were all locked up. However, there were 2 restrooms that were not locked, and they had functioning electrical outlets so we could charge our devices. And best of all, they had actual flush toilets, which is a rare and exciting privilege on the Appalachian Trail. So enjoyed all that, charged our devices, enjoyed the flush toilets, and unfortunately got to move back into the woods. So off we go. Very short day today, and then short day tomorrow, and then into Fort Montgomery day after tomorrow. So for now, we're Recon out. Oh, back on the Appalachian Trail. Canopus Lake is through the trees over there. So the trail shelter, the thru hiker shelter at the lake was about half a mile back from the lake. Beautiful shelter built in 2021 and just almost brand new, really beautiful. The mosquitoes were absolutely horrible. And ultimately, I set my tent up and I stayed in my tent last night. And I could see the mosquitoes all congregating on the mesh and looking in the door at me, trying to figure out how to get the tent open to come get me. So all day, I was gonna sleep in the shelter. And I said, dude, they're gonna eat you alive. And I suggested he set his tent up inside the shelter. That's frowned upon. That's a major faux pas, the Appalachian Trail, if other people are coming. But it's like September, Tuesday, nobody's coming. And so he's like, well, we'll see. So I go to bed, and like 3 minutes later, I hear all this banging in the shelter 40 feet away. I'm like, what are you doing? He says, I'm putting my tent up. Ultimately, he set his tent up inside the shelter, but nobody else came, so it was okay. And the mosquitoes are still really bad out here. But at least the bugs are not flying in my eyes. Those bugs are gone for now anyway. So I'm not sure where those gnats have gone to, but I'm pretty glad they're not around. What are you having for dinner, Mr. Groundhog? Hey. Good morning. Day 84. So it's definitely cooling off. Pretty chilly last night. It's, I don't know. Oh, it's 9/11, so September 11th. Interesting. That was the day that changed everything for everybody. Particularly, it changed things for me. I ended up deployed after that, and the life for all of us in the military was much different. So, anyway, it's September. It's getting chilly. We're gonna have to get further south, I think. We stayed last night at the Dennytown Road group campsite. The actual AT hiker campsite was a patch of grass next to a busy road. So we went to the group campsite, which was supposed to be by reservation, but you know, it's the middle of the week in September. Nobody was there. Nobody was coming. So we had a very comfortable night there. Today we'll get on up to just outside of Fort Montgomery, New York. Tomorrow we'll roll in there. We're taking a 0-day day after tomorrow while we wait for my friend to arrive from Ohio to do his hike with us. So anyway, moving on, and I will check in later. Semper Fi and Recon out. All right, day 84 continues. So you can see much more open forest here. I'm sure this was all clear cut not so long ago and has, you know, regrown. Behind me, you can see the remains of some stone field walls. And I said in a previous video that, you know, when this was farmland back in the 1800s, they cut all these trees down and then they would plow this. And when they come to these rocks, they would dig them up and stack them at the edge of the property. So all through here are these old field walls from those days. And then, you know, when the Midwest opened up and they began farming out west, farming here pretty much ceased. This has been reclaimed by the forest. There's another field wall behind me right over there. So anyway, going to, I can't remember the name of the place now, but it's a baseball field. It's actually a monastery and a rehab center that has a baseball field that allows thru hikers to camp on their field. And then apparently there's a Mexican restaurant within walking distance. So got about 3.5 miles. That's the goal for today. And then tomorrow we plan to roll into Fort Montgomery, New York. So for now, Recon out. So I will have to admit that I am not having the best day today. I am not really feeling it. The mosquitoes are the worst since I've left Maine. I have no idea, but for the past 2 or 3 days, they've just been unbelievable. And I mean, just worse than they were in any other state except for Maine. And then the bugs, you know, the gnats, the eyeball bugs have been pretty bad too. But the other thing that bothers me is that it's hot out and there's not much water through this section. And then we have what I've described previously as PUDs, P-U-D-S, pointless ups and downs. So I have one of those directly in front of me here. You see this boulder field, and the trail goes straight up that hill. Straight up for hundreds of feet. If you look over here, you could go around that hill. Just go around it and come out the other side. It'd be super easy to build the trail around it and pop out the other side. But no, every single one of these goes straight to the very top and then straight back to the bottom again and then repeats. There's dozens of these. This is just one example. It just keeps happening over and over again. So I didn't build the trail. I don't have any idea why they cited it this way, except maybe right-of-way issues, or maybe they just wanted to make it more fun. But anyway, not feeling it, New York. That's all I got to say. Okay, just let you know the tantrum's over. I found a small spring with a trickle of water, and I was able to fill up and get some water, so I feel better. Oddly enough, a lot of these areas, these shelters in New York, had wells, and there were signs at the wells saying the water was contaminated with bacteria. and to boil or treat or filter the water, which of course we carry filters, so of course we're doing that. Well then, apparently after that, somebody else decided to come along. They took all the handles off the pumps. So the shelters have wells and pumps, but no handles, so you can't use the pump. I'm not sure what that's all about, but anyway, it hasn't rained in a while. It's getting pretty dry out here, and it's getting quite warm, so really have to watch the water situation, I think. All right, there goes All Day up the road. The trail goes over there. It crosses this road, continues on. Going left up this road goes to the, I keep forgetting the name of it, the Spiritual Brotherhood Center or something like that. Anyway, there's a Blue Blaze Trail going up this way. It's 4/10 of a mile off the Appalachian Trail. And there is a baseball field at what I believe is a monastery and a rehab center. And so apparently Appalachian Trail hikers have been able to camp at this baseball field since the 1970s. So it's kind of a cool little thing to let us do. And I understand there's like water and maybe a porta potty there and whatnot. So anyway, we're gonna take the 4/10 of a mile detour and go down to the Brotherhood Center and see about camping at the ball field. And then we'll sort out dinner after that. So I'll be back with you in a little bit. So here we are. God, it's blazing hot out here. There's a porta potty and there's a ball field. And this is called the Greymore Spiritual Life Center. And so this is a place where they've been allowing thru hikers to camp for decades, since the 1970s at least. So my understanding, according to the description, is in addition to the porta potty, they have a spigot and an outdoor shower as well. So we're gonna find some place over here to set up. The only rules are basically no alcohol, which is fine because we don't have any. It's a pretty sweet deal here. And little pavilion here. There's an outlet where we can charge our devices. And there's a deep sink right there with a faucet where we get water from. And there's an outdoor shower. And I just took a shower cold, ice cold, but it was so worth it. I'm gonna come out here about this in the sun and drip dry. I've put my clothes out here on the asphalt to just kind of dry out a little bit because they were like sweaty and gross. But I've got dirty clothes but a clean body, so that's something. Okay, day 84 is coming to an end, and I'm inside my little cocoon here. We got set up here at the ball field at the monastery, and then we walked about half a mile, about 8/10 of a mile down to a Mexican restaurant, had dinner, took an Uber back because the road was just very busy and kind of dangerous. So anyway, had a great dinner, and then came back to my tent. The mosquitoes are pretty bad, so I came inside. So anyway, I thought you'd have a little tour of my room here. So this is my tent here. That is the vestibule. And out there is my backpack. It's hanging from the trekking pole. And there's my bottle of water in case I need a drink in the middle of the night. Over here is my goose down quilt. And that's my air mattress. And then right here hanging from that pocket are my socks, kind of drying out for the hike tomorrow. And then over here behind me, another pocket. It's got my bandana in case I need to blow my nose in the middle of the night. And that is my headlamp. And there's my pillow. So it's a one-person tent. It's very cozy and it's very comfortable. It's plenty of room for one person. It's very lightweight and it's kind of my little refuge at night. So I'm quite pleased to be in here. And I will see you all tomorrow on day 85. Semper Fi and Recon out. Good morning, and this is day 85. Got my tent still set up because I packed, because I put it on the grass here. There's tons of dew on it. I wiped it down, hopefully it'll dry. Not super worried about it. We have about half a mile to go up to AT once we leave the monastery here to get to the Appalachian market
It's a deli and market about half a mile up the trail. It's literally like right on the trail. So we're gonna go up there and get some breakfast, and then it's only about 7 miles into Fort Montgomery, New York, where we're gonna be staying at the Bear Mountain Bridge Motel. We're gonna take a zero day tomorrow to resupply and get all our stuff done and wait for Anthony to come in from Ohio. So he's a former backpacker. Well, not former backpacker, still a backpacker, but a friend I met on a guided trip several years ago. And so he's going to drive in from Ohio and then hike with us for a week. So wait for him and get back on trail Saturday morning. This whole week has really not been very productive in terms of mileage, just because we had to kind of half-step it and not overshoot the Fort Montgomery where we're going to meet him. So I'm hoping to get some more miles going. It's getting late in the season. It's September now, so we need to get moving. And that's it for now. I'll get up with you in a little bit. Beautiful grounds here. This is the Friars Cemetery. Those are all the markers, grave markers. And continues on down there. And this is it here. I'm just going up the road here, and then the Appalachian Trail crosses this road. I'll take a left and continue south and be off the grounds of the monastery. But beautiful grounds here, and super generous of them to let us sleep here. Apparently, hikers have been camping here since the 1970s, so it's a long tradition. All right, left the monastery a little bit ago, and I'll come upon this. This is another one of those oddities that the trail in New York offers. It's just so much different than New England. There's a road here, a busy intersection, and over there is the Appalachian Market. And that's a 24-hour grill and deli, so we'll be able to get some hot food there. And we're gonna grab breakfast there and then continue on to Fort Montgomery. It's quite the New York experience here. After an orange juice, hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and a chocolate-covered Bavarian cream-filled donut, I am sadly having to leave the Appalachian Market to get back on trail. All right, we had to walk up this road. Now we're going to take a right and go over this bridge, the Bear Mountain Bridge. This road's a little scary, not my shoulder here. Yeah, exactly. I'm dropping my phone. All right, that's the Hudson River, everybody. Hudson River. And this is the Bear Mountain Bridge. The Appalachian Trail goes right across it. I'll tell you, they don't make many accommodations for hikers around here. We had to cross that road behind me, like in a hurry with cars flying everywhere. All right, off I go, across the Bear Mountain Bridge. Oddly enough, I don't particularly like heights very much, and it's kind of exciting looking over the side of this bridge. We are pretty high. As a guy who used to jump out of airplanes, I find that less scary, honestly, than just looking over the side of this bridge. I'd rather jump out of an airplane with a parachute. Look at this. Pretty far down there. All right, we made it safely to the Bear Mountain Bridge Motel, and
We're going to take a 0 day tomorrow while we wait for my friend Tony to come in from Ohio. All day is taking a shower right now, and I'm going to take a shower, put my loaner clothes on, and then we're going to go up the street a little bit to the barbecue place. Tomorrow we'll be mostly cleaning up our gear, drying out our tents, and doing a resupply for the next section. You saw my walk over the bridge. That thing was kind of scary, but kind of cool too. And I'm sitting on the front porch, just chilling. It's lovely. So I'm going to go ahead and get these videos uploaded, and I'll start the new section, which would be, I don't know, wherever I am, to the next place I'm going to be. So thank you for watching. Please remember the Gold Star families. And for now, at the Bear Mountain Motel, Recon out.